Hi, it's me, Chio. Welcome. So, for today, I decided to do another book review, and I think by the smile on my face, you can tell I'm excited for this one. The book is called Reverse Falling by Anne Idako. Now, I met Anne on Twitter a while back, and she's also a writer. She hadn't released a book yet, from my understanding, but we had like similar tastes or similar interests. So I've been excited to see her book, and now she's finally published. She published as an ebook, but it is still great to finally see her work out there. The book we are talking about, Reverse Falling, is why I'm excited about it. Why am I excited about it? It's a sort of fantasy story. It's a modern fantasy. It's set in our normal world, but it's set in a way that is not just only what we recognize. It's kind of like an alternate universe. Not alternate as in the story is supposed to be an alternate universe. It's kind of this is actually what society in this book looks like. And I said it's fantasy in the sense that the world is filled with people who have superpowers. They are called the evils, like the evolved human beings, and then there are the people that don't have superpowers, which are the non-evils. And the society has made it in a way that being evil is the new in. It's quite normal. So you're born with a power, you have extra abilities, and this is what the world recognizes as the new advancement in man. So it has science, this is like science with fantasy. So it was really interesting to see. It's different from what the book, at least it's different from the books I've seen written here in Nigeria. I love the recent books I've been seeing released by Nigerians, but this one was just like, I know we can do so much. We have such broad, crazy imaginations, and we can create these different, diverse kinds of stories, and I'm here for it. It's just so beautiful to see. So Reverse Falling, yes, let's get on the topic of the actual book. Reverse Falling follows two main characters. We have Eva and we have Dean. Okay, I think this is the right point to give a disclaimer, trigger warning. If you have ever dealt with or you're dealing with suicidal tendencies, I think it's best not to watch this review video, because even if the story doesn't glorify it, it is one of the main focuses of the story. So if you have this issue you're dealing with, I say not to watch the video, especially if this would be a trigger for you. Okay, you really don't have to watch this particular review, it's fine. So take care of yourself first before indulging in things like this, okay? Now, getting back to the story follows two characters, Dean and Eva. Eva is this girl who has honestly gone through so much in her life. She watched her parents die in front of her. And isn't death in the conventional sense we see death happen, even when there are accidents or worst case scenarios, murders. She actually was there and she watched her parents, again, trigger warning, she watched her parents' head explode. So this kind of sets her on the path she is on now. It contributes to the reason why she is suicidal. Now, Dean, on the other hand, is this character who's had anything he wanted in life. He's not had any tragedies or anything like that. He just loves fun and adventure. And he sees, their first meeting is when he sees Eva about to commit suicide. It's one of her attempts. She's in a high-rise building, like super high building, and she's about to plunge, and he decides to save her. Now, it's a tragic situation, but the way it happens, I found the scene a bit cute. I feel like we are talking about suicide in this context, but their first meeting was this kind of, okay, let me just like paint the scene for you. This girl goes up to this building, and like this VIP access building kind of place for another attempt. And this guy also gets to the top of the building and he's there enjoying his views. Like, he's upset that somebody else beat him to get there first, because it's kind of like not a contest, it's kind of like a challenge to see how high you can climb the building. So he's gotten to the very top. He's not the first one there, she's also there, and they're enjoying the sunset. It looks beautiful, he's enjoying it, he wants to strike up conversation, and next thing he sees somebody like kind of like, oh, don't mind me, I'm just, yeah. So the way the scene is created is kind of like the two situations don't seem to match each other. So when they are combined like that, it makes for an interesting scene, and that is how we're introduced to the characters. And from there we begin to find out other problems that are happening. That is not just that she's dealing with her parents' death, she has other things that started from that point on to affect her in her life, and that is why she has become suicidal. And we also figure out that this is not her first attempt. So why is she not succeeding at it? What is the thing holding her back? What are the bad lucks or good luck things that keep intervening to make it not possible for her to commit to this thing she wants to do? So this is part of what Dean wants to help her with. He wants to find out what it is that's affecting her life so much, what it is that's hurting her so much, and he wants to save her from herself. He doesn't want her to go through with committing suicide. So this is where the journey begins, and they've realized that to save her, to solve her problem, they have to solve a much bigger problem, and this is where the story takes us on. It has to do with the bad guys and things like that. And yeah, it makes for an interesting read. I really like the story, it's really creative, and I really like the characters too. I like the fact that even though she has so much darkness, that she's still a likable character. I like the fact that even if Dean has been sheltered all his life, he's not ignorant to the fact, he's not rude, he's not, basically he's caring even though he's been sheltered, and doesn't really have any problems of his own. So the characters are easily likable. Now, even as much as I liked the creativity of it and the story itself, there are still problems I had with the book. And the first problem I had with the book would be the fact that the characters were not as mature as their ages suggest. And yes, I know that a lot of books are written with the characters are teenagers, but they act so much more mature. So that might have influenced me a bit, but I still feel like the characters are not mature enough. I think this is because even if they're likable, their personalities were not fleshed out enough to give them real dimensions. And there were other elements to this. I feel like there could have been more characters in the story. Like, we get to meet other characters as the story goes on, but I feel like there could have been more world building in the sense that we see more people in different parts and just see a richer world, a richer story. I feel the story has so much more potential to be bigger than it was, especially with the kind of setting it was. It could have been more. We could have seen it fleshed out in such a way that there were subplots that just branched out to just form the whole in a very beautiful, cohesive way. And it's highlighted more because as the story wasn't fleshed out, we see that sometimes the characters go through repetition of thought processes, and it's like these things would have been perfect to give us a different information, give us different scenes, different details, but no, there was repetition. So it kind of also upsets the pacing of the story. So these are my main problems with the creative direction of the book. Then I have some technical problems, like the author could have given the story one more sweep, and if there are fixed problems, like also creative in a way, issues where there was a lot of telling and not showing. There were scenes that were supposed to be climatic or punchy, but then it was told and it kind of watered it down and became anticlimactic. So those scenes don't really stand out as beautifully as they could have stood out. And there was a lot of grammatical errors and typos, things that just didn't connect. So it kept affecting the flow of the story. Also, if the editor has taken a fine-tooth comb and gone through the manuscript, the person would have caught the mistakes in the book that by hindering the advancement or the easy flow of the story. Now, the last major problem I had with the book was that the formatting wasn't done well, and I'm not sure whose problem this was, but as I said before in a previous video, I struggled to read books on Okada books, and this book was read on Okada books, so I know that it's still a fairly new online platform, an online reading platform, and there's room for improvement, and they will have time to grow. But as it is right now, I just struggle to use that site to read anything. So the formatting affected how this book was. It was hard for me to read the chapters because things did not just align well, and kind of was a struggle. The story itself made it easy, but those things became hindrances to the process of enjoying the story. And yeah, I think that sums up the positive and negative I have of the story. I don't think I can go more into detail because I said the story was not expanded as much as it could have been, so any more information I mention now on the story would become a spoiler, and we already know how much I hate giving spoilers on review videos like this. So yes, let's not get into that. Let's just understand the fact that the world setting was new for what we're used to here, so I appreciated that. But I will leave a link to the story in the description below. As for my rating, even if the story on its own creatively could have been a 4 out of 5 stars, with how everything just tied together as a whole, I am rating this book a 2.5 stars. But it doesn't take away from the fact that it can be an interesting story if you're not nitpicky about the things that I am nitpicky about. So you can check it out for yourself. As I said, the link to the story read in the description. And if you have any suggestions of books I can try written by Nigerians, whether ebooks, physical books, comic books, things that are just different from what we've grown up being our normal in styles of writing, I would love to see them, and I look forward to them. So that is it on my review, and that is it on my video today. If you've liked this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and also turn on the bell icon somewhere below. Turn on the bell icon because I have crazy new ideas. I have been excited and nursing so close to me ideas for videos I'm going to be doing on this channel coming out soon. So turn on the bell icon to stay on top of it, to stay ahead of it, and to just stay updated on these videos I'll be bringing out for you very, very, very soon. Again, that is it for my video today. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.